Hi guys, and welcome back to Elevate with KJ. This video is a little bit different. I'm not really going to give you advice on a specific topic in particular, but what I wanted to discuss today is books I'm reading, things I'm doing, things I'm trying to learn at the age of 24 that are going to help me invest in my future. Now, I don't have a specific way of talking about this. The thing is what I want to talk about. I don't really have much knowledge on yet. You can see some books that I have here, and I'm going to be talking about some books that I've ordered recently that have arrived and that I'm going to be trying to learn because of podcasts I've watched. Now, one podcast in particular we'll start off with that I watched was Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett, and his podcasts are great. And he's had a few people come on who are wealthy, not rich, but wealthy. And they all say about learning about AI. Why though? Because in the future, if you want to have a business, you need to know how to use AI. Now, a lot of people are afraid that AI is going to take everybody's jobs. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think what is more true to happen is there won't be a need for people who don't understand AI, who don't know about AI. And it's funny now because a lot of people are using AI, but they don't actually know what it is or how it works or what it could do in the future. So to be the type of person who knows about AI sets you up for success. So I bought 2 books on AI and I'm going to show you what they are. Listen guys, if you're not going to learn about something that could easily grow and take over or do so, we don't know what it can do. Listen, I haven't read these books yet, so I can't tell you. But do you want to be left behind, or are you going to actually learn about it? I don't know too much about what it's doing to the planet, if I'm being real. But I'm also a firm believer in the fact that if all of us are thinking it's going to be negative, then it will be negative, because I believe we have a consciousness, like a whole consciousness together. And that's why we're fed, negativity on the news, so we can all think badly about the world, and then it then manifests into the world, the more many people who think about it. But that's not for today's video. So the two books that I got was recommended by AI, and this is Life 3.0, Being Human in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. Guys, I don't think we low-key realize what's happening. The computer literally can think for itself. Let's be for real. So, what does it say in here? Cosmologists take on the big questions, and in Life 3.0, Max Tegmark addresses what may be the biggest of them all. What happens when humans are no longer the smartest species on the planet? So, this is why it's important. You can either learn about it, so you can learn to utilize it, or you be left behind. You don't know anything about it. So it's a compelling guide to the challenges and choices in our quest for a great future of life, intelligence and consciousness on Earth and beyond. This is what Elon Musk said. Stephen Hawking, this is the most important conversation of our time, and Tegmark's thought-provoking book will help you join it. This is a rich and visionary book and everyone should read it. For sheer science fun, it's hard to beat, said Stuart Russell. So this is one book that I'm going to be reading, and is it in my first list of books to read? No, I have ones about money, which I'll show you as well. But that's the first one. This is another thing that another book I was recommended. You Look Like a Thing and I Love You. And this is by Janelle Shane. Who was the other one by? Max Tegmark. Okay. So this says how artificial intelligence works and why it's making the world a weirder place. And this is how you can learn about artificial intelligence. Meet Your Robot Overlords, the weird and wonderful world of artificial intelligence. You Look Like a Thing and I Love You is one of the best pickup lines ever, according to an artificial intelligence trained by scientist Janelle Shane, creator of the popular blog AI Weirdness. She makes silly AIs that learn how to name, paint colours, create the best recipes, and even flirt badly with humans, all to understand the technology that governs so much of our human lives. We rely on AI every day for recommendations, for translations, and to put cat ears on our selfie videos. We also trust AI with matters of life and death on the road and in our hospitals. But how smart is AI really? And how does it solve problems, understand humans, and drive self-driving cars? This hilarious introduction to the most interesting science of our time shows us how these programs learn, fail, and adapt, and how they reflect both the best and the worst of humanity. So these 2 are the AI books that I was recommended. I didn't only get recommended by AI itself, but a lot of podcasts I've been watching have been saying these two books are the best. So one thing I also want to say is, for me anyways, I never went to college. So I capped learning at high school, secondary school. When I was, how old was I then when I graduated? I think I just turned 18. I'm 24 now. I went to try and get into psychology. I have a social psychology book there. I always thought I wanted to do psychology, but I tried it, figured out that I don't like learning in a school environment. I'd rather just do it on my own time, on my own terms, in my own time. But my point here is a lot of us stopped learning, and it's been kind of socially acceptable that it's okay to stop learning at a certain age because you finish school. And while you're in school, all you can think about is leaving school. And when you leave, the last thing you want to do is study again. So then we add in social media and TikTok especially, and it's just brain rotting. It's making us stupid every single day. We're wasting time scrolling, and time that we could be using to learn, and time that we could be using to evolve, and time that we could be using to maybe make the business that we wanted to make. But instead we are sitting on a device looking at other people living their lives rather than living our own. So this is something that really made me realize that we're doomed. We're actually doomed if we don't get off our phones. We're fucked. Sorry if this word, but we're actually fucked. So instead of me being on my phone, I've picked up books and I'm reading books, and I'm actually putting that time into evolving myself. I want to be smart now. I want to know things, and AI is one of those things that we should know, because it's evolving really quick, and eventually it's going to be so smart and we're not going to have a clue about how it works. So we must thank the people as well who are writing these books and who know about AI, and we should be learning from them. So another thing that is important and has to do with school as well is we learn business in school, but we don't fully learn things we should learn. Like we know how to spend our money, but we don't know how to double our money, or, put your money somewhere and let it grow for you. We know how to spend it and we know how to earn it. So we know how to be consumers and we know how to be employees. We don't know how to be the boss of a company. We don't know how to be the employers. You know what I mean? We're taught how to be the employees. So money is something we need to learn about, and this also comes in just basics. You should just know your basics about money and finance, but also if you want to manifest money, you need to understand it, because I read this the other day that everything you have in your life, money, food, relationships, you have a relationship with it. And I think it was Jay Shetty, he was saying that he looks at money as a goddess that's in his culture, so he respects it, and he treats it as if like welcoming her into his home. Would you like anything? Respecting it. Because if you look at money and you imagine that you have a relationship with it, have a look and see how you've treated it in the past. For example, have you walked across the street, found a little coin and said that's nothing and left it there? Because that's disrespect. Now also, if you had a partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, and you didn't know anything about them, you never asked them questions about themselves, you never learned about them, you never spoke to them, you never told them how much you loved them or appreciated them, or told them how much they've helped you in life and how much they've helped you evolve, would they still want to be with you? I don't think so, because I wouldn't. So think of money as your partner in life. And we need to all as well, obviously the first step is getting rid of our limiting beliefs, which is in the book that I will show you. But first, get rid of our limiting beliefs. Second, realize that money is not an evil thing, because a lot of us have that negative limiting belief that money is the root of all evil. If you actually look at the quote, it is, the love of money is the root of all evil. And money is great. Not great for, I can buy an expensive car and I can have the best clothes. No, that's not what it's for. I mean, it's there obviously to do that if you want, because it's your money, do what you want. But realistically, what can money do? It's a tool to help not only our lives and our families' lives, but other people's lives who are struggling. So think of money as, it's such an amazing tool. If I had more money, what could I do with that? I could help homeless people. I could help feed starving people. I could do so much with my money. And the problem is that a lot of evil people have money right now, and not enough good people have money. So us as good people, we need to earn money so we can help make the world a better place. That's my opinion of it anyway. So let me show you the two books that I've got about money. I also want to just point out, if you're younger than me, if you're younger than 24, You are so blessed for seeing this video. You have so much extra time than I have if you actually apply what I'm saying and really listen and try to understand what I'm saying. But not only me, because I don't have extreme knowledge yet, I'm still learning, but podcasts like Diary of a CEO, Jay Shetty's podcast, I think it's Stephen something else, I can't remember, but you'll look at Diary of a CEO and you'll see all the people he's had on his videos and just read and learn and understand things. Don't understand TikTok trends and memes, okay? They're not going to do anything for your future. So the 2 books that I have is, first of all, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. And it was so weird because I was watching a Mel Robbins podcast and he was on it. And only halfway through, I had ordered the book the previous day, and halfway through I realised it was him. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like that is a sign. So Morgan Housel. Now, I started this book last night. How many pages did I get to? I went to chapter 6. I read that last night, guys. That was a lot for me. And it was brilliant. It's a brilliant book. And I can actually speak about this one now. So this book, right, let me show you the other one first of all so I can explain. This one is A Simple Path to Wealth, okay? Now, in order to learn about wealth, you must learn about the psychology of money. What is the difference between wealth and being rich? Being rich is, I would say, having enough money to buy your expensive car, blah, 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 blah. You can go on holidays whenever you want, you're rich. But I think wealth is your freedom. You have enough money to be free. Are you able to take time off work and for 6 months and still have enough money? That's wealth. Do you have amazing relationships? That's wealth. Success. Do you have savings? Like if anything was to happen to you that, you know, costs you a lot of money, do you have that just sitting there that you can use? I feel like that's wealth. But in order to learn about how to be wealthy or rich, you need to learn about the psychology of money. As I said, you have to look at it as a partner. You have to learn about it. So let's learn about the psychology of money. This is a brilliant book. I'm only like on chapter 6. So let me read what he says. Doing well with money isn't necessarily about what you know, it's about how you behave. And behaviour is hard to teach, even to really smart people. He also explained in this book last night, it's very hard to, we may look at somebody who is on the less fortunate end and they keep spending their money on lottery tickets. And to us, we're thinking that doesn't make sense because, you know, if it was me and I didn't have enough money to pay my rent barely, I wouldn't spend money on lottery tickets. I'd probably put that money into a savings account. But that's not for me to judge because I'm not in that experience. I'm not in that reality that they're experiencing. So in that case, I have no right to talk about it because I will never understand it because I'm not there. He also speaks about, which is crazy, times of life like the Great Depression or 9/11, where for most people it was a tragedy. But for other people, it was like the start of something amazing for them. And no, it's horrible to look at, but it's just to show you, like, you can't, not everybody can understand people's experiences, and we don't need to pretend like we do. And we have to understand that everybody has a different experience and therefore thinks in different ways about money. So we can never truly understand it. Truly, we can never judge or say that is a wrong way of thinking because we're not in that reality to understand. So he says money, investing, personal finance and business decisions is typically taught as a math-based field where data and formulas tell us exactly what to do. But in the real world, people don't make financial decisions on a spreadsheet. They make them at the dinner table or in a meeting room where personal history, your own unique view of the world, ego, pride, marketing and odd incentives are scrambled together. In The Psychology of Money, award-winning author Morgan shares 19 short stories exploring the strange ways that people think about money and teaches you how to make better sense of one of life's most important topics. So, in short, we were never really taught about money in a way that sets us up for success in the future. And it's not funny, but it's a fact that a lot of us will end up broke because we don't know about money. So how can we have something that we don't know anything about? So especially if you're younger than me or whatever, I think this is a great time for you to pick up a book about money and learn about it, and you'll start to notice different things. One of another important things that I've learned is, if I was to ask you how much do you make and how much do you spend each month, you either wouldn't know or you would tell me a lie. And the truth is that a lot of us are afraid to look at our bank accounts. But the truth is we should be looking and we should be seeing what are we getting in, what are we putting out. Because a lot of us are trying to spend our money in order to look rich, but we're not rich. So reality is, how do you become wealthy? Live below your means, be patient, invest, and that's it. So amazing so far, and I'm going to read the rest of that tonight, I think. Now, this one is The Simple Path to Wealth. Now, this one kind of talks about, I think this is more of like an investing book. Now, guys, I'm going to be so real with you. Something that I never thought I would have been into or learnt is investing stocks, but I am learning them now, and it's something we need to do, guys. So, The Simple Path to Wealth, Your Roadmap to Financial Independence and a Rich Free Life by J.L. Collins. So, what if the path to wealth isn't about timing the market, picking hot stocks, or even paying someone else to do it for you? What if it's actually about following a radically simple plan that's not only easier to implement, but also more lucrative than the alternatives? Drawing from 50 years of investing experience and born out of a series of letters the author wrote to his daughter, The Simple Path to Wealth has become foundational to the FIRE, financial independence, retire early, which is what we all want. Movement inspiring hundreds of thousands of readers to reimagine their relationship with money and freedom. Whether you care deeply about money or never want to think about it at all, you're living in a culture of spending. Everyone's telling you that handing over your cash for this gadget, this position, this lifestyle is the key to happiness. Meanwhile, the reality is that happiness is more likely to come from having the financial freedom to live the life you really want. Whatever your relationship with money, you will be heartened by Collins' essential insight, which is that simplicity beats complexity every time. So guys, this one I'm really excited to read. But as I said, I can't really learn about this one until I know fully about money. And it's so weird. I've just randomly opened a page and this is the one that I invested in the other day, guys. I'm going to actually scream. Wow. And it says, what makes it so special? So I've invested in a special one. Right. Guys, that was weird. So, what did we gather from today? Also, I want to say really quick that you must know one thing about money, that there's plenty of it going around, okay? So don't ever feel like money is a limited resource, that somebody has, there's people that have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. You think you don't have enough? Like, there's always going to be more than enough. Somebody is literally sitting printing all this money. So if you are, whatever your age you are, and if you haven't educated yourself on money, AI, anything that is going to help you evolve in this world, help you gain financial freedom, I recommend you do so. Get off TikTok. Get off TikTok. I cannot stress it enough. I mean, my job is kind of posting on TikTok, but before I was trying to scroll on TikTok to learn the trends so I could be trending, but I don't give a shit about that anymore. It's so put there in order for us to be broke when we're older. I know it is. It's making us stupid. It's making us lazy. It's making us be addicted to instant gratification. I'm done with it, and I hope you're done with it too. So there are some things that I'm doing to just elevate myself, to be the best version of myself, to set myself up for success, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to think of anything else I'm doing. I think they're the main things that I've been focusing on recently, and being 1% better every day, and never skipping 2 days rule. So there's a lot of things. I'm going to be posting videos, so don't forget to subscribe if you're interested. And I also have a TikTok where I post obviously short form content. I'd appreciate if you follow that as well. It's elevate.kj. And please let me know down below, is there anything you want to discuss? Is there anything that's been on your mind that you're just not able to kind of help yourself with? You need some help, advice on? Please let me know and I can maybe make a video on it next time. So yeah, goodbye. And that's elevation.